Welcome to your RNC, Compassion in Action. In this TV series, we will get an inside look at the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary. Join us as we ride alongside patrol, traffic, and canine units, witness the versatility and grace of the mounted unit, and step inside the world of drug investigation and forensics. But that's just the beginning. We'll also get a look at how our officers are committed to serve with empathy and respect. This is more than just policing. This is your RNC in action. Welcome to this episode of your RNC, Compassion in Action. It's no question that a connection with the community is vital to our ability to provide a high level of service. Today we'll check in with the RNC's community services, as well as the public communication section. First, we'll join Constable Stephen Fitzgerald in Paradise.
My name is Constable Stephen Fitzgerald. I'm a member of the RNC Community Services Division. Our division has an opportunity to go out and educate the public on how we can be safe in the community. We cover off a number of different programming, whether it's in the schools or whether it's out in the community. And it's a great opportunity for us to be able to get out and give some tips on how people can be safe out there. It's by far my favorite position since I've joined policing. Once again, it gives me an opportunity to represent the RNC in a very positive light, and it gives me an opportunity to be able to go out and make a difference in a lot of people's lives and be able to get them out in our communities to make good choices. So when we're in the schools, we have an opportunity to do the DARE program with grade 6 students. It gives us a real good opportunity to get in and talk about some important topics. We cover off things such as vaping, alcohol, tobacco, marijuana. But we also cover off things such as how to deal with stress in positive ways, how to deal with peer pressure, good citizenship, communication strategies. So it's a well-rounded program for us. It's not just a drug awareness type program. It's a well-rounded program to prepare grade 6 students for junior high. It's very rewarding for us as DARE officers to get in and represent the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary, number one, and number two, for us to get in and have a positive interaction with children and just make sure that they're prepared, they're making good choices, and they know that we're a safe place for them to come to be able to speak to or make a report if necessary.
It's truly amazing to see how Constable Stephen Fitzgerald connects with the community, especially young people across our province. Now we'll make our way to VOCM, where we'll speak with News Director Greg Smith. He'll tell us a bit about the importance of reliable and accurate information and the relationship with the RNC.
To start at the beginning, can I first ask you to tell me your name and your official title, please?
Certainly. So Constable James Cadigan, Public Communication for the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary.
I think it's a very strong relationship, first and foremost, but it is such a benefit for us because obviously people turn to a radio station that is like VOCM, that is news, information, for when things are happening. They want to know what's going on in their backyard. They want to know how to prepare themselves for what's going on, or if there's something they need to be aware of, to have a direct connect to the RNC, to be able to rely on folks that can give us the information we are looking for, or one, even give us a heads up on things that may be going on that will impede the public. It just is a great working relationship in just ensuring the community is well informed on, and of course that's just I think the end game and the main goal for all of us. Yeah, I think it's important, one, just to make sure facts are straight. Although we got a big city here in one ways, we got a small city when it comes to rumor mills going around. So to be able to deter some of that stuff, get the straight facts out there is very important, to have a direct line and just call even on a weekend to say, hey, we're hearing something's going on here, whether if you had the information or not right away, to be able to get that information in a timely fashion is just crucial. You know, in the news business, we're 24/7, so something happens all the time. And same thing with the RNC. Emergencies don't wait for you for a 9 to 5 role. So to be able to have somebody, you know, that you can reach out to at any given moment is just important and vital for everybody. I think it's just more about presenting the facts and knowing that the information that we have been hearing or gathering is correct and accurate. You know, and ethically speaking too, we don't want to go into any stories that may have impacts on folks, whether they've had past traumas and things like that too. So one, factually, it is a huge help, but two, just to make sure that we're on the right ethical ground and covering these stories, because you know a lot of the stories that we deal with when we rely on you guys for information will be because we want to make sure that the people that are impacted aren't going to be feeling the effects of that being on a provincial broadcast, one, and on a website that's viewed by over 12 million people a month.
It's great to get the perspective when it comes to the relationship between the RNC and the media. and certainly when it comes to my role as public communications, providing the community with information that can protect them and their families. Now we'll make our way to the YMCA in St. John's, where Constable Jeffrey Hall is participating in a recruitment session, providing information to those interested in joining policing as a career.
So I work in our major crime section. I just finished 10 years as a street patrol officer and recently transferred to our major crime section. My name is Constable Jeff Hall, and I'm out here today at this recruiting initiative. You know, I think it's incumbent on all of us to help our organization in getting good candidates. And you know, I'm here today at an immigration fair, so you know, our community is diversifying, and I think it's very important for us to diversify with it and bring that knowledge from all those other countries here. So we're getting out in the community here, we're talking to people, and you know, if anything comes out of this, it gives them an understanding of policing. If they have some questions about what policing is, obviously we know different societies, police mean different things, and I think it's important for us to break down some barriers in the community with regards to policing. You know, I've had a lot of things in relation to what we do in Canada as police officers and our role in society, to simply, you know, if there's any positions available for people in different types of roles in our organization that are not necessarily police oriented. So policing, I always like to describe it, policing is not a linear profession. There's a lot of different places you can work in policing, and I think policing takes on many different personalities, many different walks of life. I think it's very important that, you know, in my opinion, we are all different and we all bring something to the table that creates the workplace that we have. And like I said, sometimes our job is not linear and it requires many different expertises within our rank to create a good workplace. Yeah, I mean, it's very fulfilling for me. I think that, you know, it's very important that we recently created this unit that has, you know, I think it's up to almost 40 people in it. And, you know, it's a wide range of people. And to me, it's important that people can see me as a person, see me in the community, and they can put a name to a face and kind of understand what we do on a day-to-day basis at the RNC. You know, policing is all about the community, and if we don't get in the community and break down those barriers and help people understand that what we are and how we do it, then I think that, you know, that's kind of on us to do and to get out in the community as much as we can, especially, like I said, coaching, volunteering, different things like that within other segments of the community, not just directly related to policing. When everybody decided they wanted to be a police officer, I think one of the forefront things in their mind was that they wanted to help make their community a better place. And there's many ways you can do that, especially in the RNC. There's so many sections we're working in. But I think that most people who apply to be a police officer, they're taking on the thought process that they want to make their community better. And I think everybody's mind and how they go about that is very important. And that's why I say that you know, when I applied for the RNC, we did it through the MUN program. There's a lot of young people. And as of late, we've had people, you know, automotive technicians. We've had retired military, full military careers. I think we're really opening up to a larger population, and it's helping us diversify our rank.
It's vital as the Provincial Police Service to connect with our community, and when it comes to those that serve with us, to reflect our community. Thank you, Constable Jeffrey Hall, for participating in this recruiting session. Now we'll make our way over to a school in the Cowan Heights area of St. John's, where Sergeant Julie Cunningham will tell us all about the focus of the DARE program.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Julie Cunningham. I'm the supervisor in charge of the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary's Community Service Division. We are at Cowan Heights Elementary today to celebrate a very special day. We have a group of grade 6 students that have been working very hard to graduate the DARE program. And the DARE program is an amazing way for police officers to connect with the school community, children, teachers, parents, caregivers, and that's why we're here today, to celebrate those connections and the hard work of the students. The DARE program is an international program that is law enforcement led, meaning that police officers teach it. And it's meant to build relationships between police officers, students, the school, and the community in general. But it teaches students over the series of 10 weeks decision-making strategies so that they can make safe and healthy choices for living. When it comes to, and a lot of people think the DARE program just addresses drugs. However, the DARE program addresses things such as peer pressure, stress, bullying, and drugs as well. This is the guy who told me to have a good day every day. So the DARE program is a 10-week program. And I have to say, we call them DARE days when you have DARE. So the students refer to the days as DARE days, as 2A. And when I know it's a DARE day for me, I get excited. The anticipation of coming into the school, because I love visiting the school, and I think they love having a police officer here as well, because it allows them to make that connection. On the way to class, I get to say hello to all the students. We give them high fives. We talk about being helpers in the communities. And it just creates a great energy between law enforcement officers and the students. Every week that I came, we talked about being helpers in your community. So for a school, their community is the school community. And I explained that police officers are helpers in the community. And I would explain to them that it's important to be a helper in your community. And we would talk as a class and decide who was a good helper within the community within that week, and they would get to wear the best for that class. And we also talked about what it means to be a good friend, because the DARE program focuses on helping others and helping yourself and being a good friend. So we have a Darren mascot as well, a smaller one that comes to the class every week with you. So anyone who was a good friend throughout the week, they got to hold Darren for the class and be the caretaker of Darren. And it's just meant to inspire students to be helpers in your community, the school community, and beyond.
The biggest lesson I learned from DARE is how much drugs and vaping and smoking can affect your body and how it can affect your head.
The biggest lesson I think I learned is just how impactful everything around us can be, and just the amount of negative effects that can come off of anything we do. So having DARE in schools just helps everyone have a better way of living.
How many people have died of alcohol, vapes, and why it's so addictive too? Why do people use it if it's not if they knows it if they know that it affects your body? So I realized how effective it can be. My relationship with the police changed because when I was younger, I just thought, all police do is sit around, eat donuts, and chase robbers. But they do so much more than that. And they do so much good for our community.
It made me have a whole new perspective for them, a whole new respect, just to see on how much they're there to help, just how much we can rely on them.
Well, I feel like we can rely on them and we can trust them to help us.
So the DARE program has been at Cowan Heights since I've been here 4 years ago, and I've also been involved with the DARE program as a teacher myself. A fantastic program, building relationships with our local police force, as well as helping our children make strong decisions and sound decisions about drugs, alcohol, and violence, and how to deal with them, building strategies and things like that to make better decisions. I see it on the outside now as a principal, seeing the impacts that the police force being in our school has on all our children. So when we see Sergeant Cunningham coming to school, it's not just the grade 6s that are excited, it's our entire school community. We have kids running out the hallway, singing out her name and asking her about her vest and things like that. Seeing Sergeant Cunningham coming in and spending time with children and building that strong relationship and knowing that when something goes wrong in your life, the police are there to help you. So they're very excited when Sergeant Cunningham comes to school, especially when she's fully in uniform.
Building relationships in our community, it's so vital to our ability to provide the highest standard of police service, especially when it comes to connecting with young people in our community. Now we'll speak to RNC Chief Patrick Roach. We'll learn a little bit about how the RNC has evolved, what the future may bring, and talk about recruitment to become a police officer with the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary.
So I joined this organization on April 1st, 1985, after 6 months of training at the Atlantic Police Academy in Prince Edward Island. And from there I was assigned to Operational Patrol Services for 6 years, thereabouts, working here on the Northeast Avalon throughout our jurisdiction at that time. I moved into our Criminal Investigation Division in 1991, and from then until, for a number of years, many, many years, I worked throughout various divisions, our Child Sexual Abuse Unit, Adult Sexual Assault, as well as our Major Crime Unit. I did a tenure with the United Nations in Kosovo for 9 months in 99 to 2000 as an officer, police officer, first police armed mission for the UN, working as a police force over there. So it was a great experience and a great learning experience about different cultures and policing in general, working with multiple police agencies from around the world. Upon returning home, I again returned to the Criminal Investigation Division, and in 2007 I was promoted to the rank of sergeant, and I worked within our, again as a sergeant in our sexual offense unit and then our major crime unit. And in 2014 I was promoted to the rank of inspector. And in 2015, I was promoted to superintendent officer commanding of our Corner Brook Labrador regions. And quite enjoyed my time on the West Coast. It's a beautiful part of our province, and it's certainly a different sort of policing than what I was used to within the Northeast Avalon and my assignments here. It was certainly much more of a community-based, community involvement. For my role out there, which, developing relationships and partnerships both with the city of Corner Brook and our partners in the community, such as Willow House, the Women's Centre, Halibut First Nations, growing those relationships, working very closely with those folks in every aspect of what we could do as far as training together, programs we could put off together, and just learning from each other. And in 2021, I became on as the chief of police of this organization, and I've been here since that time, here on the East Coast. I'm very proud of our organization. I had spent from 15 till 2021 out on the West Coast, and there was a number of new persons and members we had hired, both civilian and sworn police officers. So it was a time for me to get to learn and know those folks, and for them to get to know me, and to build a relationship within our organization of fostering a positive relationship, building trust within our organization, respect for all of our members, and to ensure that they were looked after, and that we have a strong organization to look after the people of Newfoundland and Labrador that we police and offer our services to. We work for the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, and they have high expectations of the services we are requested to provide, and they deserve that. And my job, my role with my team here in this organization is to listen to our community, respond to their needs, grow with our community, and be a part of our community. Prior to my joining this organization, for our history, we've had community relationships. Our community has changed how it looks, our demographics, the cultures have changed in the last 20 years. What I was able to foster on the West Coast with agencies like Willow House, Halibut, the Women's Centre is one-on-one interactions, meetings on a very regular basis to engage each other, so they could feel calling us was not beyond what they were able to do and ask for advice or guidance or correct some behavior that they may have observed, to teach us. And I appreciated that and value that relationships. And I am very happy with the response we were given and on the West Coast when I was there with those partners and others that we met with, we were involved with out there. So upon my return here as chief, those relationships are continuing to grow on the West Coast, and certainly here, we have relationships. It's important for me that we be embedded in the community, that we are listening to what the needs are. They're ever changing for our community partners, and we have to be available and so they can rely on us to assist them. And There has to be trust. There has to be communication. We have to have strong persons in our organizations who are connected to those entities that we work with. And we do. I'm very proud of the persons in this organization and the work that they're doing every day. And we are just coming out of our summer. It's been a busy summer throughout the regions we police, between the forest fires in Labrador, to our expansion on the West Coast, to our work here on the Northeast Avalon. Members have responded. They've shown up for work. They're engaged, and they make me very proud. And on Monday this past week, we swore in 13 new constables, and they're excited about joining our organization. They spent a year and a bit going through a recruiting process and a training program at the Atlantic Police Academy. We do the recruiting here through our own agency with an inspector and an HR person. We take a group of applications. We conduct interviews. There's other testing that goes along with that recruiting process. And we selected 13 who went to the Atlantic Police Academy in January and graduated this last week, end of August. And they start with us this week. The Atlantic Police Academy turns out a wonderful product. They are an amazing facility for police training. We've been affiliated with them since 1981. We went in our own training for a period of time, and we've gone back to the Atlantic Police Academy in the last couple of years. And the cadets and the officers coming out are top-notch. They are the best in this country. And I'm very, very proud of the 13 that are starting this week. And they are joining the ranks of an organization that is strong, that is positive, that wants to look after our community. And we will continue to do so. My recommendation to anyone who is interested in becoming a police officer is to understand what police work is. Often when I talk to potential candidates or currently serving new recruit constables, is they want to help. They want to help people. And that is what draws people to the police world. You have to come with the right reasons. It's not about the uniform. If you're coming because of the uniform, then you shouldn't come. You're coming for the community. You're coming to work for the people of our province, to support the people of our province. And as I said to our recruit class the other day, make sure when you show up at a call, people see the uniform. They have to understand that you're a person, that there is a person there. They expect us to take control. Generally, when we meet people, it's on the worst day of their life, when you're having involvement with the police, whether that's issuing a traffic summons or some other horrific event of their life. Empathy. You have to possess empathy if you wish to be a police officer. Compassion. You have to be very, very compassionate. Understanding. There is a level of authority that goes along with this role, but it can never be abused. Your ethics, your morals can never be compromised. You have to be of strong character to wear this uniform and to be working in the police world that exists out here. So I would ask them to understand all of those desires and requirements that we're looking for in an individual, to be a positive role model in the community, to work within the community, and to be a part of an organization that supports and works for our community. When we arrive at any given sort of a call, and it's a heightened level of anxiety in the individuals who we're responding to, we have to be aware of that and be able to calm these people down, to be able to offer support, yet still take control of a situation. And sometimes our role in offering compassion and support, we have to be in an authoritative way. But we have to be able to do that so folks understand why we are doing that. There's a balance. It's a very tricky balance. And sometimes we have to be a little stronger, shall we say, but we have to quickly be able to de-escalate situations, to calm the folks down here. And that is a knack, and that takes learning. And it comes with time. But that is what our community needs. And as much as for the needs of our communities and looking after their well-being, one of my jobs is certainly look after the well-being of the membership and everyone who works within our organization, mental health, their physical health, making sure they have the tools, the training to do their jobs. And we work very heavily on our mental health programs, and we've hired a on-staff psychologist for our organization to look after, to be available for our members, to offer assistance when needed. And that's just a part of our mental health programs. Within government, we also have the employee assistance program and other avenues to offer support to our members here in this organization. We're an ever-growing organization. I started in this organization almost 40 years ago, and policing has certainly grown and changed. We are responding to similar calls for service. The volume is greater. Our community is larger. We are adapting with that. Crimes, the society has changed with technology. Everybody has a phone, everybody has a camera, everybody, access is instantaneous. We know the sorts of crimes that are affecting families and young children with being lured for, by unsavory persons, criminals. And we have to be ahead of that. And we are ahead of that. To the community, we are committed to the service we provide you. We are growing with you. We are a part of your community. And we are available when you need us. And we always will be.
It's great to hear the perspective from Chief Patrick Roach of how things have changed, where the RNC is going in the future, and also how important it is to recruit the best candidates to become police officers. Thank you for joining us for your RNC, Compassion in Action. You got to step inside the world of forensic officers, patrol officers, police dog service, and so much more. We truly highlighted the value of collaborating with our community and how we can all work together to promote public safety. Thanks again for watching, and we look forward to working with you to help protect our communities.